Well, you're doing these regular freak-offs with Diddy and Daphne, and then Cassie files her lawsuit.
Right.
And you actually meet up with Diddy and Daphne after the lawsuit gets filed.
I did.
And they talk about it.
They talked about it. This is the first time I ever been to the house on Star Island, right? So I get the call. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm gonna head over there. There's a security guy out front. I didn't feel weird about going to his house until I had to tell the security guy who I was there to see, right? Because again, the stigma around it. So he's like, who you here to see? And he was like, he looked at me, and I felt like he looked at my eyes. He was like, you here to see Diddy? I'm like, why you say that? Like, why you say it like that? So I go in, I'm like, all right, I'm weirded out. And they direct me around the side of the house to another part of the house, right? So I get in, and it's like a ballroom type deal with like a bunch of pink balloons. I'm like, oh no, like what's going on here? You celebrating something you shouldn't be. And he was like, Don, they're trying to get me, Don. And I'm like, I think they got your ass, bro. I'm pretty sure they got you. And he proceeds to tell me that, this was all a money grab, that she wasn't happy with her standing after leaving, and that this was a premeditated thing to try to get some more money out of him. And Daphne, who was right there, was agreeing. She was like, yeah, I feel like she's lying. He wouldn't do these things. This is before the video actually came out. Right, so at this point it's all speculation, and he was being railroaded. His exact words were, they're trying to get me like they got Michael Jackson. So,
well, less than 24 hours after the Cassie lawsuit was filed, he paid her off.
Yeah,
which was, we found out at the trial was $20 million.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So he was complaining to you after he had already paid her $20 million.
Right. And then my thought process was, when you're at that level of celebrity and power, like these nasty witch hunts, it's hard. It's probably easier to put those to bed than let that fester in the media, right? So my thought process was, he probably just took care of it just to keep that, from being attached to his, to who he is. So it was making sense to me. And again, this is somebody that I'd never seen act this way. I'd known him off and on for about 8 years. And in that time, I've only known him to be very soft-spoken, very direct, chill, laid-back type of person. So it was hard to connect that with like physical violence.
Well, after the Cassie lawsuit actually comes out and gets settled, Diddy's lawyers reach out to you.
Mm-hmm.
What do they say?
That they wanted to talk. They want to see kind of what I knew. He reached out to me first and asked me to speak to his lawyers. He was saying that, a lot of people weren't stepping up for him, celebrity friends, family friends, stuff like that. And he wanted to see if I was willing to tell what I knew, because he felt that what I saw could probably help him.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't see that really, but I was willing to do that. So I went and spoke with his lawyers, and they essentially told me that if they needed me, they're gonna let me know.